In this video, we're going to talk about elimination again, only this time we are going to kick it up a notch, and we're going to use multiplication first. So go ahead and pause the video, copy down your title, standards, and I can statement, and then we'll move on. Okay, so here are your 3 steps. The last 2 steps are exactly what we did last time with basic elimination. Okay, but what changes is the first step. We need to multiply one or sometimes both of the equations by something in order to force the cancel. So what you're looking for is like terms that match with the coefficients but also have opposite signs so that they're going to cancel. So sometimes we're going to have to force the cancel to happen, and we do that using multiplication. So go ahead and pause and copy down your 3 steps, and then we'll get started. So here's your first example. In this first one, we're only going to multiply one of the equations in order to get the variables to cancel out. So if you take a look at your 2x and your 3x, notice that those are not going to easily multiply to get the same number. I would have to multiply the 2 times 3 and the 3 times 2. Okay, that's a little complicated when, if you take a look at your y values, you have a 1y and a 2y. Well, in order to get those y's to cancel, I would have to multiply that top equation by -2 in order to get -2y on top. And then that way I can keep the 2y on the bottom and it would cancel. So go ahead and distribute that -2. Make sure you remember to multiply each and every term in the parentheses or in that equation. So when you do that, you're going to get, and I'm going to write it underneath the original. Okay, I'm going to write it down here. So -2 times 2x is -4x minus 2y equals your -46. Okay, and then what happens is you are going to combine like terms vertically. So you have 3x minus 4x, which is -1x, equals, and then you have 37 minus 46 is -9, and then you divide by -1 on both sides, and so x equals +9. All right, now you take that x equals 9 and you go back to one of the original equations. So I'm going to go to that top equation. I'm going to use 2x plus y equals 23. You don't have to recopy it down. Okay, I'm just pulling it out so that you see which one I'm going to use. So when you plug in your x value, you get 2 times 9 plus y equals 23. So 18 plus y equals 23. And then you're going to subtract 18 from both sides, and you're going to get 5. So your solution ordered pair is 9, 5. Okay? So here's another one along those lines. This one I want you to pause the video and give it a shot. So hopefully you chose to multiply the top equation by -3. When you do that, you get your -3x minus 21y equals -36. So now draw your line and go ahead and combine like terms vertically and solve it. So when you go through and you solve that, you get a y value of 1 and an x value of 5. So your ordered pair is 5, 1. All right, so now we're going to kick it up a notch. And notice that with this particular system, I don't have anything that matches necessarily, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to multiply both of those equations by something in order to get terms to cancel. Now, the beauty about this particular process is that you can choose to cancel the x's or you can choose to cancel the y's. It's completely up to you because you have to find them both anyway. So what I like to do is I like to look at my signs first. So if you notice your signs on your y's are already opposites, okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep those opposites, and I'm going to eliminate my y's first because I think it's less work to do that. So in order to force those y's to cancel, I need to figure out how I can make them match. So I know in my mind that 3 and 5 both go into 15. So I'm going to multiply each of those equations by whatever it takes to get the y values to equal 15. That means that the top equation, I'm going to multiply everything by 5. And the bottom equation, I'm going to multiply everything by 3. Now, there will be times, okay, when you'll have to multiply something by a negative something, but we'll get to that in a minute. So go ahead and multiply through both of those equations, and this is what you get. So now notice that you have a positive 15y and a negative 15y. So then go ahead and combine your like terms vertically and solve that system. When you go through and solve it, you should get an x value of negative 1. So then you go through back to one of the originals, okay, and you plug in your negative 1 for x. So I'm just going to use the top one. And then you go through and you solve that for your y value. When you do that, you get a y value of 4. So then your solution ordered pair is 1, 4. All right? So I have one more example. This one, you're going to have to multiply one by one positive and one negative number because notice that all of your signs are positive. All right? So go ahead and pause and give this one a try. Remember, it doesn't matter if you do x's first or y's first. Okay, it doesn't matter. So just dig in. Okay, so once you went through and solved that system, you should have gotten an ordered pair of 4, negative 1, no matter which value you chose to eliminate first. So either way you go, you should still end up with the same answer. All right? So make sure you bring your questions to class. We will do a couple of examples before I get you started on the assignment, and then we'll also do a few application problems with wind speed and current as well. So I will see you tomorrow.